So right now I'm just washing some of our fruits and veggies that are going into our mango salsa. The recipe calls for 3 mangoes. When I'm looking for mangoes, I just kind of, you want them to be a little bit soft to touch. And then I like to look at the end here, because if the end looks like it's going to come off really easy and soft, that's another sign I think that it's ripe enough for use. If they seem sort of hard when you get them home, you can leave them out on the counter for a few days until they seem like they're ready. They don't really go bad real fast, and I wouldn't put them in the fridge when you get home until you feel like they're ripe. Then I think you could put them in the fridge and leave them there till you're ready to use them, but not more than a couple days. This calls for the juice from 1 lime, and it calls for a jalapeno, 1 red bell pepper, and I bought the chopped cilantro already ready to go, so that I don't have to chop up. Yay. And then it does call for, I believe, maybe so much chopped onion. I bought some green onions. You can use regular, no, actually it calls for purple onion, but use the kind of onion that you would prefer. Just make sure you clean all your veggies for your salsa. So we're going to make our mango salsa, and we're going to start with cutting our mangoes. I was just talking about purchasing them, but I think we already did that. So there's this big, long, skinny seed down in the middle. And if you can kind of look at your, how you might know which way it's going is like the oval, long, skinnier side, the skinnier end. You would cut along here is where it's going to be. You don't want to cut around the fat part. So let's see if I got that right. So I would start up here where there's the, and then just go down, and you should be going pretty close to the seed. I didn't even get the seed. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side, where I'm just kind of, just a little away from that tip end. Nice sharp knife. Okay, well, we have a lot of those. Darn. Okay. And then there's still some that goes around that seed. So you want to cut that off too. These are sort of ripe, but they're not super ripe. The next thing that there may be other ways you can do this, but I just cut it in chunks and then scoop it out of there. I have seen people just peel them first, but I know you're not probably supposed to use a knife this way, but you could, let's see, peel it like this, I suppose. We're going to cut some of this video out because this is not working good, because I know I need a different knife for this part. I'm just going to keep it going. So I'm wondering if now I can just peel them. Now I'm taking each slice and peeling the peel off. We'll see. We'll do some different things. This isn't going really well, but that's okay. It's still going to taste really good. So your mango's yellow, indicating it probably has beta carotene in it. I think I read on the back of this, where this mango salsa recipe has 100% of the vitamin C your body needs every day. So we need to have food with vitamin C in it daily. This will take care of it. So this is why I should have this already done. This is not a knife for me. That is a really sharp knife, let me tell you. So we have 2 mangoes cut up now, just in small pieces. They could be cut smaller, but we're just kind of doing our best here to try to put some stuff together. The next thing I think I'm going to cut is half of this red bell pepper. Slice it down the middle. Get that inside stuff out of there. Oh, that smells good. I know for you, those watching online, you can't smell this, but anybody in this room, I bet they smell it already. That scent, right? Anybody smell that yet? Amy says she was. One of these days, Beth will have slightly bigger kids, and they can help her in the kitchen do these kind of things.
Yeah.
Right? There's just those time frames where you can do some things when your kids are small, and there's times where you can't. Probably, if you're a really good salsa maker, you try to make the pieces for all your veggies or fruits about the same size. I'm not sure if that will happen today, but that's okay. So we're getting a red bell pepper cut up to add to that mango. I'm going to do 2 green onions. Again, I think the recipe called for, it says 1/3 cup of diced red onions. See, this is where you get to make the recipe your own. Okay, so for my own recipe, I'm going to do green onions. I'm just getting rid of the bottoms and the tops. And I do smell that green onion right now. Whoops. I know, right? 2 green onions. We've got a jalapeno pepper over here. That's the hard part for me, but we'll see how that goes. You don't ever want to touch your face anytime you're working with one of these. For me, they usually make me cry and they make my throat burn a little bit. But we'll see. You get rid of the seeds and that inside, that's where the most of the heat is at. I'm probably going to take these over to the sink and rinse them a little bit. So here's a half a jalapeno. We definitely got to make those pieces really small because that's what's hot and you don't want too much in one bite. Or maybe you do if you like really spicy things. But definitely if you're fixing this for kids, I would say make those pieces small or don't even put it in at all, maybe. But you know, kids in other countries are used to starting off on spicy foods when they're real young. So I always hear a lot of parents assume that kids can't eat like these spicy foods when they're small. And that's not really true at all. Oh, look how pretty that already is.
You're out of like spicy.
Yep. And it doesn't hurt them at all. It calls for the juice of 1 lime. We kind of aren't quite making a whole recipe, so I'm just going to get the juice of a half of a lime here. I should have rolled it on the countertop first before I even cut it in half to soften it up. So I'm going to kind of do that now for this half. It just makes it easier, I think, to juice. The cilantro I bought already chopped up. I kind of cheated a little bit there. There we go. At home, I do have a juicer. Here in the kitchen here, we don't have a juicer. So
It's fun sometimes to run across Mike.
Yeah, how would you do that? I'm trying to think like, could I use, this spoon?
You could probably do that, just to,
We have
so you're squeezing it and then kind of getting the pulp with it too, or to help the juice move along.
You see that? Oh, it's coming right at me, so I need to make it go down into the,
Mm-hmm.
this lime doesn't happen to have a lot of juice in it. It's a little bit drier.
The limes are my favorite, so I often have a lot of them.
We might end up using the juice of the whole lime in this after all, since there didn't seem to be a lot of juice in there. Haven't really run across a seed, which is fine. Did I squirt you? Sorry. Glad you're wearing glasses. Okay. That's enough of that. And let's see, 1/4 cup of chopped cilantro. We'll use about half that. We're having a good time here. Salt and pepper to taste. What do you think, girls? Do you want to add anything else? Those that are in the kitchen cooking with Marilyn. What do you think it needs more of, if anything?
I think you could do fine there.
Okay. Let's add our...
Rest of the sauce.
See, I used to not like cilantro. I thought it tasted like soap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But now I actually like it.
Is that since you've had kids, maybe?
Since I've had him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's interesting how pregnancies can do some interesting things to our taste buds. I'm not gonna add a ton of salt. We can always add more. That's my opinion on like about everything, especially the salt. Amy really wants more cilantro, so there we go. We'll add a little more cilantro. Ideally, we'd probably let this sit maybe a half hour to an hour in the fridge to kind of let the flavors come together, but hey, we're going to be trying this here shortly.